25th, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Orlando, Indianapolis, Houston, and now, Black Ink Radio.
Thank you. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Coley Cole, in the building with Black Ink Radio. Let me start that over again. I need more energy, okay?
More energy.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Coley Cole, in the building with F.I.L.M. Look, listen, you know what I'm saying? Powered by Black Ink. I'm here with my boy.
J. Brown, baby. What's going on with y'all?
And we cannot forget the great...
Hello.
Oh, Rich Mo, come on now.
Rich Mo, you just say hello.
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 All right. So let's go ahead and jump into this shit. Like, for the last couple weeks, I haven't actually updated too much on the Ukrainian and the Russian war because I'm about sick of that shit as much as I'm tired of Will Smith's slap. But let's say go Ukraine because I don't know if you guys heard, but the Ukrainian soldiers captured some of the Russian soldiers, right? And they were feeding them, you know what I'm saying? They were giving them water, shelter, and the next thing you know, they were dying.
So it sounded like they did something like
accepted. What they did was they were poisoning the pastries that they were giving to the Ukrainian soldiers, and people started getting sick and they were starting to die.
I didn't even know that was what you was about to say, and I was.
Oh, baby, that's what I was about to fucking say. I said it. They did.
They accepted food from a country that they're warring with.
Yes.
And then the country that they're warring with poisoned the food that they dumbass allies took.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. First of all,
talk about knowing that your opponent is silly.
First of all, why would you accept food? First of all, why would you accept food from strangers? Second of all, why would you accept food from your enemy?
That's what I'm saying. Like, talk about knowing that your opponent don't have any sense.
Makes absolutely no sense. But you started this war, you get what the fuck you get.
Literally.
Moving on in GOP news, because I want to just kind of like run through the news and stuff real quick. In GOP news, right? So Madison Cawthorn, who is an avid Trump supporter, and he's the youngest member of Congress, and also spoke on a rally on January 6th, is actually under fire right now. So he went on to claim that, you know, he was invited by allegedly the GOP lawmakers to a sex party, and they offered him cocaine. He said people that were trying to lead the movement on trying to remove the drug addiction in our country are actually not even. They're actually doing what is it called? A key bump? I don't do coke like that, or at all. But a key bump of cocaine right in front of him. So he's under investigation right now. You know, all the Republicans are so pissed off, and they're like, we're not supporting you. These are lies. You need to go and retract your statement, this and that. And he's like, fuck y'all. I'm not going to retract shit because I just spoke the truth. And you guys know that you're having orgies and stuff. And honestly, we know that you guys are having orgies and stuff. So
but that's
let's
like
keep
common
it real.
sense shit. I mean, like, damn, Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, is a goddamn crackhead. Like, you all know that. Like, that's the common knowledge, though. And then he had the nerve to come out and try to make up a damn crack press kit. So therefore, the people like, come on. So the people in politics and the people that's in power are most definitely
y'all got
doing
access
more
to
sex, drugs, and cash. It's all about the sex, drugs, and cash to them.
You feel me? I'm like, come on now, don't try to get him to retract shit because we know, like y'all know, that y'all fucking doing drugs in the
like,
fucking.
Come
you know
on,
what I'm saying? Stop playing with us. Moving on because I just want to do a quick recap on that. I would say go Ukraine. By the way, I don't know why we sent over $60 million over to the Ukraine when, you know, we got struggling Americans over here. And you know,
because we live in America,
and now they're taking away the COVID shots and the testings and all that.
We live in America,
and now you have to pay for that. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not going to get that.
You
shit
know, somebody didn't even know that
no
New York had lifted their bans on COVID restrictions. The same state that just 2 months ago that forced all of these people who worked in the medical field to either get a shot or be fired. The same state just lifted the bans where you don't have to have either or to. I mean, so it's like. What type of sick game are they playing?
It's called a plandemic.
Why do the people not find it wise to think for themselves instead of allowing themselves to be thought for, and then acting out the thoughts that they got incorporated in their brains as thinking they were their own? Like, how you going to get a shot for? How you actually have a body that God gave you and like you like? But I'm not going to do that today. You know,
we're not going to go too much into it today. But because you know, we just kind of had to touch on that. I thought that was fairly interesting on Biden's part. I'm not a political person for a reason because I think politics are personally bullshit, and for what they're supposed to stand for, what they stand for today, actually, it's pointless. So fuck all that. Let's move on. Black Ink Crew. I know you guys tuned in last night, but if you didn't, your girl's about to give you the weekly recap. So last night on Black Ink, we had some special guests pop into the building. My boy Van from Black Ink Chicago popped up in the building, and you know, first of all, Van's looking very good for him. You know, it seems like he's taking care of himself. You know, he had like a little bit of a scandal with Charmaine saying that, you know, she did some things, gave some fellatio and stuff to him. And, you know, she's with her husband, Neek, and everything. And that kind of caused a little bit of controversy. But that was dropped and they made up and everything. But, you know, him and Ryan seem to have fallen out. And now, guess what? He's partnered with C's.
Yes,
and
he did.
And he's co-owner of the Houston shop now.
Yes, he did.
And guess
and they got sharks. and big old fish tanks down there.
And big old fish tanks. And he says that the business is thriving. C's gave Van his praise last night. He says it's one of the most successful booming shops that they've got right now, and the shit is just popping. And like, congratulations to them. C's is doing a damn thing right now, for real, for real.
Yeah, shout out to C's and Van.
Yes. Okay, so moving on from there, there was a little bit of, I don't want to say like a little bit of a love tiff between C's and Suzette. So you guys know from last week.
How do you feel about Suzette?
I'm not going to speak on C's girl like that.
Okay.
But I will say this. You know, the issue was, you know, Suzette was having surgery. You know, she's having some complications, and it's silicone, right? Not saline. Silicone. Yeah. The silicone had spread to different parts of her body, and she had to go get it removed. She had to go to, was it Costa Rica? No, it was Colombia, excuse me. Colombia for 45 days, and she wanted C's to come with her, you know, to help her with her healing process and everything. And C's is a whole businessman. He's got how many shops, Rich?
8.
Exactly. And you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you know, he's already going through it with the lawsuit with the mother of his child. You guys know I don't like to use the term baby mama, but the mother of his child, and he doesn't have access to be able to speak to his daughter. If he does reach out, or anybody of his team reaches out, Ted's her uncle, they will get, C's will get locked up because it's violation of the restraining order. So basically on the episode, Suzette was telling C's, they got into it because she's telling C's like, hey, like, I need you to be there with me, blah, 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 blah. And C's is like, you know, you weren't there for me when I needed you to be there for me. I'm worried about losing my whole child right now. This is my only daughter, and I'm going through all this with my child, and you're not there for me. And Suzette's like, well, you know, I need you there for emotional support. You know, just having fucking financial support is not enough. I need you to be my man. I need you to hold me down. He was like, well, shit. Who do you think paid for this? Who do you think's holding you down? I can't be there the whole time, but I brought my assistant. She's like, look, I'm not fucking your assistant. I'm fucking you.
Yeah, I felt something. I felt all both of them doing that.
And that's the thing. I feel like I see what she's saying from a woman's perspective, but at the same time, I see what C's is saying from not just a man's perspective, but a father's perspective. And I think that's very, very important. For him to have like the perspective from the father, you know, like losing your child and stuff. It's like, even though, you know, his daughter is not dying or dead or anything like that, that's still a loss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't contact her. You can't hug her. You can't tell her you love her. Like those things are very like hard on a parent, especially for a father that's truly involved in his child's life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's basically like, oh, you don't love me and stuff. You selfish as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You can't just support me financially. Financially doesn't do shit for me emotionally, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, oh, word? He was like, bet. And then long story short, because you guys need to tune in and actually watch it, he storms out. She's still in the bed. Her face is half swollen and stuff. And it just turned out
I like that she was pretty without makeup.
She was beautiful without makeup. She is beautiful without makeup.
Like she's beautiful.
I would say that. She kind of reminded me with makeup, kind of looked like Meg Thee Stallion a little bit.
A little bit to me too. Yeah, she did. Yeah.
So, you know, Ted is not actually too fond of not C's, but Suzette. You know, he didn't like the way, in the beginning of the show, it was Ted, Puma, and Caesar having a conversation. Caesar was kind of like airing it out to his boys. You know what I'm saying? And Ted was just basically, you know, Caesar's like, hey, you know, Suzette's not really been there and stuff. I needed her to hold me down. She wasn't there when I needed her to hold me down. She wasn't there for my press conference, all this other stuff. And Ted was like, look, listen, bro, like, I warned you about this girl. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Ted is necessarily too fond of her himself. He was like, you know, I don't like the way he handled this stuff with the situation with Cheyenne. And, you know, like, you might be better off, bro. I feel like Ted's been pushing towards them kind of ending things. And the fact that Caesar's taking a break, which he took a break and came down to Atlanta for a little bit while she was recovering, you know, what was I just saying? Oh, while she was taking a break and stuff, like he was just like, I think that's the best thing for you right now is just to take a step back and just kind of woosah,
cleared out the apartment
together.
or ass.
Yes. Puma, you know, that Kwame, you know, she's been talking about moving from Jersey. You know, Puma has his own shop in New York right now as well. And he didn't want to leave from New York because he has business there. But Kwame's been pushing for them to move down to Atlanta. He's got property now in Atlanta, like an acre of property. And, you know, he brought her down here and the family, the grandma and everybody for a glamp camping trip. So Kwame's like, oh, I want to show you the plans. I'm building the house and stuff like this on the property. I want to, you know, show you like the blueprints I printed out, da-da-da-da. And Puma's like, whoa there. Let's let everything process before we actually go through with these plans. Let's just have some time to enjoy ourselves here. They went on their glamping trip. Kwame got bit the fuck up by creatures. I call all animals and little buggies and stuff like little creatures and stuff. She was sweating like hell. She was like, hell no. There was a big ass spider in her tent. She was like, I ain't fucking with this, but she still want to move down here, still wants to build the property, and that was that.
Yeah, I mean, I felt the grandmothers, you know. Though, I mean, like, if you're gonna move, like, just move. Like, he's saying it's not the best time, and then
first of all, there's a time and a place for everything. Like, maybe he needs to get more paperwork and things situated before that they move down here, and he wants to get his coins right and make sure everything is settled for his family. He's doing what a man should do.
Yeah, he's trying to think about it the logical way, and she was more like, you know, like maybe she sees something that he doesn't see.
Yes. So moving on, Rock, you guys know that his brother was in the hospital. Mario is out of the hospital, and you know, he's healing. He's actually working towards walking right now, and you know, he's starting to do a lot better. So our prayers are going out to Rock's family, especially to Mario. Happy healing. You know, we're glad that you're starting to do a little bit better, healing up, and you know, we love you so much. We support you. We here for you. Moving back on. When Van came to the shop, I meant to mention this earlier as well. Van said, yo, he looks at Alex and he's like, yo, where's Donna? And Ted looking at Ted, you know, Ted's favorite spot's on the couch. Ted's like, Donna who?
I know, right?
And he was like, Donna been a day one. She been an A1 from day one. What do you mean, Donna who? Ted summed it up very quickly. He was like, well, basically Walter stole from the shop. Donna had people fucked up. We got rid of her. We got rid of him. And now this is the crew. And that was summed up very quick to the point. Alex, there's like a little back courtyard for black
aquarium.
I can't pronounce it. The quantitative.
The aquarium.
Look,
how
listen,
do you say it, Rich?
The
I don't even know what the fuck y'all trying to say.
Yeah, it's like quantribian.
Aquarium.
What are you talking about?
It's
so when you believe in ants, I mean, when you believe in the flowers and the trees of life.
Yes.
What is that called? The aquarium.
Look, listen, they had it so fucked up on the show last night.
He got a new word. That's not a new word, but it's a new word to our
vocabulary. It's a new word to us.
So if it's not familiar with vocabulary, you're gonna have a problem probably saying it. Like,
but basically,
neither one of y'all can say it.
We can't say it.
Can y'all spell it?
What?
Look, listen.
It began with the A because they wrote it on the screen last night when I was.
And then they started dropping a bunch of X's because everybody that tried to pronounce that shit just had it all fucked up. Bottom line is this: we gonna move on. Basically, like he wanted to create Zen and peace at the shop. Mm-hmm. You know, they did like a little garden and stuff in the back. It actually looks really, really nice. Yes. You know, and to toast to that coming together, they put one in the air. Cease couldn't be there, so they put one in the air for him as well. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? It's just a good move, and you know, there's unity. Tati, you guys know that Tati is facing some legal issues right now. I don't want to go too much into her legal issues. You guys can Google it for yourself. But she's facing some legal issues right now. And, you know, she approached Van about, hey, how did you partner with C's in order to get the shop going in Houston? And, you know, he was basically like, he brought value. Told C's what he could do. C's came down and saw what he can do. The way the show ended is Tati was asking C's like, hey, I want to open a shop in Long Island. And, you know, open the shop, run the shop and stuff in like Long Island. C's was basically like, nah. And you know,
he didn't say nah. He actually specifically said that you know, he would like to know that she's not going to jail first.
Well, I was gonna get to that part, yes, but like right now it's a nah because we got to find out if you get locked up or not, Tati. Before you want to open some shit up, who gonna run it if you locked up? Yeah. And it's your idea. Right. It's got to make sense. You got to make it make sense. That's why I said it was like nah.
Yeah.
So the show left off on that. You know, it ended up with her like walking off like all dramatically. The music is playing and stuff like that. You know, and it's like, oh, stay tuned next week. And you guys do need to stay tuned next week. Thank you guys for wrapping up with me with the weekly wrap up for Black Ink Crew. Make sure that you guys tune in every Monday, 8 to 9 p.m. Compton from 9 to 10 p.m. And boom, that's that.
And boom, that's that.
So now we're gonna get into the hot topics.
Hot topics.
What we got, J-Dot?
So what we got going on? So actually, I want to speak about this new show. I want to speak about this new show that's out right now. I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with this new show that's called Bad Boys LA. Bad Boys LA is a new show that's out right now on the Zeus Network. Shout out to Lemuel Plummer. He is a black-owned entrepreneur. He's the owner of the Zeus Network, you know what I'm saying, and is doing big things right now. One of the big shows that they had prior to this was the Jocelyn's Cabaret. Did you watch that? Yeah, Jocelyn's Cabaret.
You know that's facing some shit right now. She's facing a lawsuit right now.
Yeah, she's facing some lawsuits, but the show has been a very successful. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Jocelyn on that as far as the success side. Now we have a new show, Bad Boys, which is also co-produced by Natalie Nunn. So some of the key players that's on this show is Milan Christopher. I don't know if you guys remember Milan Christopher from Love and Hip Hop
LA.
Yeah. So he was dope and still doing big things out within the community. You know what I'm saying? Just out there branding himself. Also shout out to Jonathan Wright, which is a hairstylist. Andrew Caldwell, Curry on. Relly B, Andrew Hammonds, Dylan Woods, Curtis Golden, Natalie Nunn, William the Baddest, you know what I'm saying, which is a music artist. You know, he's also one of the leading stars on Catfish, you know, so MTV. So he's one of the leading stars on Catfish. They also
for the UK?
No, for
because Neve and what's the girl's face? the little mixed girl. They're the co-host for it. So
no. He's one of the leading people that's on it that they always do him for Catfish. Yeah.
All right, continue.
I've seen his episodes.
What does he do?
He's a catfish.
He's a catfish. So he
gets
gets catfish by people.
Okay.
Yes.
He's a professional. I got catfish.
Yeah, he's like famous for it. So he's been doing it like for a few years now. Yeah, so shout out to him on that. Also, Gutta K, Carry On Divine, which is actually Kirk Franklin's son. You know, so a lot of drama behind him, and then Rio Shot, as well as Moolah Mo, you know, which is a recording artist with Dream Rich Brand. You know, so these are the different characters that are on the show, and it's a lot of drama that's going on. A lot of the characters on the show are actually gay, and Moolah Mo and Rio Shot would be like the straight people on the show. So one of the big things that's been going on is that the straight people, which is only two of them.
Are you sure?
Right. Well, I don't think so.
That whole cast is like suspect as fuck.
That cast gives me suspect to the car, but let me report
somebody's
the news.
Gonna change life. I think I found myself.
So the straight
That's
people.
That's why I call myself Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
I knew something was with the name. I like these guys. They're cool. A lot of them too.
Continue, Jada.
So nonetheless, the straight people, the two that thought they were three.
The two questionable.
The two questionables are questioning their third, you know what I'm saying? To see his business, to see what's going on. So within that, they have came up with Team Straight and Team Gay. What? You know what I'm saying? What? And the third member, which happens to be Kurt Franklin's son, he wasn't really trying to give them answers. You know, he likes playing on people's brains.
But see, that's what I was about to ask you if those people were gay, because I thought I heard he was gay. Kurt Franklin's son.
Yeah. Like it's a drama that Kurt Franklin, I guess, doesn't deal with him because he's gay.
Right. So how could he be a questionably straight person?
Well, because
Kurt
he also
told
deals
him
with females, I would assume.
So basically, he about to stomp all the way to hell.
So,
ooh, say it again.
Stomp.
Shout out to him. So nonetheless, you know what I'm saying?
Bad joke, funny though.
Nonetheless, see,
good one.
The Moolah and Rio, you know, wanted to press up on, or I think his name is not Rio. I want to say his name is Curtis. So they wanted to press up on him to be able to see if he's gay or whatever, and it ended up evolving into a fight because he wasn't answering the answers. So as Moolah ended up, I guess, throwing his drink and throwing a punch at Kirion, Milan Christopher actually jumps in because Kirion falls onto the other guy. I think his name is Curtis. He ends up falling onto him, and he ends up pushing him. So as he pushes him, Milan saw it kind of as like D-boying. You know what I'm saying? You guys are picking on him because he seems to be like the lesser. So he jumped in and he actually hit him. And, you know, shout outs to Milan for that. You know, so last night episode fell into or opened up with Mulan actually, it opened up with them all by the pool. Mulan, Christopher, and Moolah standing there holding dialogue, trying to repatch everything and just, you know, look at things from a different perspective. And Moolah trying to say that he don't have anything against the community. You know, Mulan, you know, rightfully so, you know, spoke his mind about the situation and just showed people, you know, that, hey, you know, it reminded him of being a kid and getting picked on. And, you know, when the bullies will try to pick on somebody, you can't force someone to say that they're gay or they're bisexual. And, you know, I think that that's, I think the whole overall thing was very important because you can't really force a person to come out the closet that's not ready to come out the closet. There are some people within the community that don't face certain things that overly or openly gay people face. And, you know, and not everybody bravely is able to walk in the shoes of some of the people that people consider to be brave, you know. So you know, don't I think
not everybody's built to lead.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think that it was wrong that Moolah, regardless of how you felt, you know, to me, you came off totally wrong. You know, you came off very suspect, you know, you and your homeboy, because it's like, why do you care that much to keep on questioning another man about his sexuality if he isn't coming on to you, or if he isn't offending you, he isn't doing anything. You have no questions about him other than the fact that he associates with the gay people comfortably.
In other words, worry about your own fucking dick.
Like, so, you know,
let's do that. Worry about your own dick.
Like, you know, so that right there was like the kind of like the summary of kind of like what's been going on. You know, it went into the whole show last night was about kind of like the fight that took place on episode 2, and then they ended off on William the baddest, you know, and them all stepping out to a bowling event, which also happened to have the baby there. So the baby was there whipping up on
Danny Lee's brother.
Yes, was there whipping up on Danny Lee's brother. You know what I'm saying? And,
I still say that wasn't a fair fight. You a whole bitch. Like, come on, like. That man came up to you like a man. He said when he saw you, you know, he wanted to have a conversation with you like a real man. Obviously, you're not obligated to speak to him and whatnot, but at the same time, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. You guys slipping and sliding in a bowling alley. You know what I'm saying? You got security slipping, trying to punch, this and that. I mean, and you know, Danny Lee's brother is suing right now.
Yeah, of course. As
the fuck he should.
You know what I'm saying? You know, because I mean, he could have did other things within the situation like that. He could have placed the baby in jail or anything else. So, you know, the baby is lucky for just only being sued about the situation. But nonetheless, what happened with Bad Boys, while they were there, you know, William the baddest, and shout out to William on your music. I love him as an artist and everything. You know, I've met him in person. But I have to agree with you know, there's a certain place and time for everything. And, you know, he was looked at as wrong because he was twerking during the event. And this was supposed to be a celebrity event, which the baby was
twerking
there.
During the event?
Twerking, yo.
He was twerking.
Twerking,
okay.
A boy. You know what I'm saying? And nothing against you being a boy, you know, but at the same time, you have to know your environments. You are an artist. You are a person, you know, regardless if you're gay or straight or anything. You're twerking and you made other people feel uncomfortable. It wasn't that you had twerked on the straight guys, because I didn't see you twerk on anybody at all, to be honest. But what I did notice is that you were twerking, and I noticed that some of the other people, like shout out to Gutter K, you know, who, you know, in itself, you know what you're getting when you see her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She wasn't overly selling herself while she was there. She wasn't being overly gay, if you want to say that, to be, you know, she was just chilling and kicking it. She ain't trying to be extra seen because her light already shines and glow, and your light already shines and glow, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't have to do the most all the time. I think that was one of those times where like Milan sat down. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause as black men first, you know what I'm saying, we understand there are a time and place for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Milan he be extra as fuck.
He be extra sometimes, but he did the right thing within the moment.
When the baby, and I believe her brother's name is Brandon, were fighting, all I heard was boom, boom, bap, boom, bap, bap, bap. And people are like, niggas, calm the fuck down, because ain't nobody shooting. Those were hands. Like, nobody was shooting.
But at the same time,
dramatic,
you know,
calm
within
the fuck
inside
down.
of the situation,
it's not that serious.
You know, you just have to know your place in your environment and what to do and what's okay not to do. Not that it makes you phony or selling yourself out. You're not being yourself. It's just simply utilizing all the different various parts of your personality. You know what I'm saying? Being aware of your surroundings. So shout out to the whole cast. You know, shout out to Natalie Nunn. Shout out to Bad Boys LA. We are looking forward to you guys having more success and continuing on to change people's lives and open up the minds and change the narrative of what the LGBTQ community is about. I love you guys. Bad Boys LA.
Well said, Jada. Well said. Moving on. All right. So y'all know that the internet is not safe. I want to bring awareness to suicide awareness to the brand right now. Okay. So 17-year-old Michigan teen Jordan Demay committed suicide after sending a naked photo to whom he thought was a teenage girl via Twitter. It turned out to be a stranger, and we believe that is a male, who threatened to not only expose, but extort him if he didn't send $1,000. He's a teenager. So he actually sent him $300, but that wasn't enough. So the blackmailers then told him, hey, like, we're about to send your photo. They're like, actually, we sent your photo. And he said, okay, you win. And he was going to kill himself. They said, go for it. And 6 hours later, he was dead.
Damn.
Wow.
I don't necessarily want to spend too much time on this as well, but I do want to bring awareness to this. Like, you guys have to be very, very careful about like who you trust and what you post on the internet. Yeah. Because things like this happen all the time. You know, there was, I feel like once they haven't found the guy that did it yet, but like once they find him, I hope they prosecute him to the fullest. Like the girl that literally told the boyfriend that he should commit suicide and he was going through it and whatnot. And, she got, she white, so she didn't get time. She got like a year and some change or whatever. But I mean, that to me was like assisted suicide. To me, that was like basically like murder. And I just want you guys to be very, very careful when you guys are making these posts and sending things to strangers, because you just never know what people are doing with it. People can alter your photos and create situations and fake scenarios and just things. And, things will pass ultimately, but, in that time period and stuff, especially as an adolescent, I mean, I still look at 17 as an adolescent because 17 is different from 21. That's different from 25, 28, 30 years old. And I just felt that the story was very, very tragic. And so you guys, please be careful. If you don't know the person, be careful what you're sending out to that person, because you never know what's actually going to be brought out. I mean, I feel like everybody's done some shit in their life. I'm not fucking perfect. I've done shit. J-Dot's done shit. Rich Mo's done shit. We've all done things that we're not proud of and stuff. But to the point where you're literally extorting somebody for money and telling a teenager, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going to expose you. First of all, that's child pornography, because they're under the age of 18. They're not an adult yet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You guys be very careful of that. Georgia has the revenge porn law. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's a federal crime. So if you use a sex tape or nude photos or anything like that against, and that goes for males or females, that is a federal crime, and you will be prosecuted to the fullest.
Oh, that's good. I'm happy they have such a law.
Absolutely.
I didn't even know of that.
Yes.
But that's dope. Now, that's a law that we should all be clapping for.
Yes. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. Can we get a little round of applause, Mitch Bell? All right. Okay.
Nice.
In further news, I don't know if you guys heard about over the weekend. Shit was fucking wild. I don't know what the hell's in the air, and with the gun control. I mean, yes.
Well, a law was just passed where you're able to. I know somebody that personally let a child go in the damn store and go get a damn gun. Okay. I say, what the fuck?
So look, listen. Listen. So the gun laws are becoming less and less strict. Anybody can get a gun at this point without having the license and the concealed weapons permit. But there was a mass shooting in Sacramento, right? 6 people were killed, 10 people were injured. And what happened was there was a bar fight that broke out in front of it was actually inside of El Santo restaurant, right? So everybody was involved, was kicked out. The fight escalated and was brought outside, right? The fight was brought outside, and then chaos broke out into the streets. Someone fired a semi-automatic weapon into the crowd, killing 6 and again injuring 10 people. At this point, no arrests have been made yet, but the police department is asking for anybody that has any information or knows who the person is to please come forward, because the violence is just getting. I mean, shit, the world is just going fucking mad right now. Like the violence is getting crazy. I mean, you guys can go and you can Google the video and you just see people you hear the gunshots just going off and people are just running for their fucking lives. Like that shit is scary as hell. And I'm like, damn, like, like for real, people don't fucking fight no more. No. You know what I'm saying?
They're not taught to fight. I mean, you have all of these games that come out as kids that teach you it's okay to shoot people and kill people within the game, and they bring that into reality, and they grow up with that as a reality because it was a reality inside of a game. Then you listen to the music, you watch the movies. Nobody think that death is something that people don't come back from.
Exactly.
Or the
death
nobody thinks about
death.
Death
is permanent.
Or
death is permanent. You cannot come back from that.
Like nobody thinks about the damages that come from people dying.
Yes, and
say that again.
nobody thinks about the damage.
I heard that part.
But like real shit.
You said dying.
Dying.
Where that come from?
Dying.
You said dying.
Dying. But like people don't.
Yeah, you're right though.
But yeah, I think that it's kind of pointless. I mean, is your life really worth taking somebody else's? You're gonna spend your life behind
jail?
bars. Behind bars.
That's all y'all have. That's happening to y'all.
They
don't think they're gonna get caught. That's the problem.
You're gonna spend the rest of your life behind
bars, crying
washing your ass.
I done met some of them killers behind them bars. They wish they committed them crimes.
Washing your ass around a bunch of niggas. You're never gonna see the light of day again. You're not gonna be able to. There ain't gonna be no bitches. You're gonna be fucking with somebody else's booty hole. And I mean, that's not a life that. I mean, I know most men that's not a life that they want to live. No. So that makes no sense.
Yes.
In Buckhead news,
even if it is, it's not a choice. It's not a choice. See, some men like men, which is okay.
But
that don't mean you don't want
to be in that motherfucker.
That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is it ain't gonna be a choice, and them niggas ain't gonna be nice to you.
Yes.
It ain't gonna come with flowers.
Yeah, ain't gonna come with lubrications and
a lot of time them niggas ain't trying to stick their penis in you either.
Okay.
It's other shit.
Moving on.
They got a story like that that's popular out right now.
Moving on.
Let's try to let these niggas
in Buckhead news, late Saturday night, outside the Buckhead bars, another brawl escalated. Okay. It ended in a man being shot on the streets on Roswell Road. And
not in Roswell.
Oh my God! It was totally Roswell.
Not in Roswell.
It was Roswell Road.
Oh my God!
Outside the Buckhead bars. That also started out the same way, where these guys started fighting inside the club. Everybody got kicked out. Somebody pulls out their gap. Bow, 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 bow. And now APD is asking anyone with information to also come forward.
Is that their favorite words? Anyone with information, please.
Yes, Lord.
That's the PC way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about y'all cops that's outside the shit already? Figure it out, cause you were there. There's always cops there.
And I feel that, and I'm just like, and I wondered the same thing. It's like, how are cops?
Always outside the club.
They're always outside. You got cops inside the club too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, y'all didn't see what happened.
How y'all didn't see what happened? They turn their head. I don't want to see it.
They turn their head because it's black people. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, but Buckhead bars have gone downhill since the Negroes done took over. I hate to say it, but that's facts. Buckhead in general has gone downhill because the Negroes have took over.
That's true, because I remember partying at them bars and there was no black people and there was no fights.
But I am learning that over because they just actually created a new division within inside of the police down here. So they're actually having an open night division where they actually target like nightclubs and stuff. So I've learned that over the course of I guess years or lately or whatever, they haven't had officers on hand that actually monitor and check out clubs and really enforce things that I guess would kind of make violence and things like that.
They didn't need it. I lived out here for a cool 6 years, and for the majority of it, there was never. I'd yet to see fights in these clubs. It wasn't like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really call out fights being at a lot of clubs I've been to, but I just thought
I was partying. It was no fights.
Put the guns down. Put your fucking hands up. Man up. Yeah. It's just that simple.
I mean, police won't even need to be called if people were just fighting.
You know what I'm saying?
They wouldn't give a fuck about that.
They might have to call an ambulance.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, like, it's too much. It's too much. And with them loosening up on the gun laws, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot easier for people to gain weapons. And you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have me a strap on me because I'm not trying to be nobody's fucking victim, bitch. You fuck up, run up on me, run up, get done up in real life. Like, hell
that's
no.
a big period.
Yes. Because, like, it's, it's like you can't, at this point, We've discovered, and like there's a laundry list of places you can't go. You can't go to Lenox. That's Killerville. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to the movies. You can't go to the club.
They got security things in the movies now?
Honey. First of all, that's at Phipps Plaza. That's the more upscale bougie mall. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they've heightened the security out there after the shooting. The shooting was over a fucking seat at a Spider-Man premiere. What? You shot somebody over a seat, just like the shooting at Lenox was over a parking spot. And then the two 16-year-old kids that shot the security guard because they're trying to rob an Apple store. Like, where are your parents at? And why were you not in school? Matter of fact,
because they ain't got no parents. Their parents are probably thugs and kids still calling themselves gangbangers. You know, I mean, because they out there. You know what I'm saying? Parents who got kids and still call themselves gangbangers and still adhere by the terms of the gangbanging. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't no disrespect to some of y'all, because some of y'all are good people and got some morals about yourself. So it's not like a shunning of all. No. It's not like a shunning, because, you know, some of the gangs, you know, such as Larry Hoover and the whole Gangster Disciples and stuff, they do stand and start for like a good cause. But then you have a lot of bad apples that get added to it, and they end up making it look like an overall bad thing that gets dimmed by society as a bunch of fuck shit, you know. And,
agreed.
And that's just the truth of the matter. And a lot of them are aware of it. And those of you who know you are on to fuck shit, know you on to fuck shit. So for those of us who are talking about the people that's not on the fuck shit versus the people who are on the fuck shit, you know, you create a situation where you have bullshit like that, you know, that goes on.
Speaking of bullshit, you know. Now personally, I've never heard of this rapper Gunu. I don't know if that's. I don't even know if
so girl, you gonna talk about that for real?
I'm just because I'm gonna touch on this lightly because this shit was so weird. To
that shit's still disturbing to me.
It's highly disturbing. So Gunu is a rapper. He's an upstate rapper, and basically like. He passed away, I believe, by gun violence. I mean, at this point, everybody, like, if you trying to be like, come on now. It's like being a rapper today is dangerous. Not dangerous. Being a rapper today is what was I about to say? Dang, you made me lose my thought. Oh, being a rapper today is a death sentence to me. I feel like, yeah, and it's like your career is literally gonna be maybe between one to 3 years if you're lucky. 5 years. Depending on if you're conscious or not, and if you stay the fuck out of like dumb shit. Stop a lot of the issue is like people like flexing their money on the gram, their cars, like all these things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit is borrowed. It's like a wedding. It's like something borrowed, something blue, something old, something new. It's borrowed leased shit. You know what I'm saying? You flexing shit that's not even yours. Makes no sense to me, and you getting shot for it. So I would stop if I was you, so you don't get shot for it. It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
But Gunu was propped up on stage at Bliss, and I believe it was Maryland. And he was up on the stage for his last dance party funeral at Bliss nightclub. And basically, he had a whole, you guys can look this up. You guys can go to Hollywood Unlocked. You can go to Onsite. It's Onsite, you know, a bunch of different blogs that will have the video up. And he's basically propped up, like, he's literally like in a casket, just like hanging there.
Like literally, like, I mean, it's so disturbing to see.
And there's a crowd of people that are around him.
They got him dressed up in regular clothes and everything.
No, they got him decked out in designer clothes, actually.
I mean, but regular clothes compared to death.
Right.
I thought it would be a casket.
Right. But then you got a crowd full of people that are all piped up. They turned the hell up and stuff around him. And, you know, it's just like this whole weird scene. And so the club is facing scrutiny because of that. And basically, like, the family, the mother came out and said, like, hey, I don't understand why, like, we're getting such issues about it, because, you know, this is what he wanted. This is the way that he wanted to go out. But the fans and people are saying that this is very morbid and kind of weird. And, you know, we don't know why you would do that. Like, regardless if that's the way he wanted, you literally got a freaking corpse, literally a live corpse propped up. That's weird as fuck. I'm sorry. It's weird as fuck. But hey, you know.
Well, you can't be live and a corpse at the same time.
She said a live corpse.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of scary, right? He was just standing there too.
You feel me? He was literally just like hanging up there, and I'm just like,
bruh,
what the hell?
I was bothered.
The weird part was the nigga standing next to him and all that.
Yes. On the stage,
like propped up on the stage.
I didn't know it was a dead person, so I was like, "Where is that?" Till I was like, "Is that him?"
Yes, no. I hit J-Dot and I said, J-Dot, do you see this bullshit? Do you see this shit?
Yo.
I'm like, they really got this dead
Talk
man
about
on stage.
goddamn taking 2 Chainz lyrics to heart.
When I die, bury me inside the booty club. I'm real life,
for real.
And I really don't think 2 Chainz meant that literally, but
literally.
But Gunu, I don't know how to say his name. That rapper literally wanted to go out that way, and I think that is actually fucking weird. But you know, rest in peace. So
to the people that was at the club and had to endure.
I mean, I really hope like that shit. To me, that shit's gonna be haunted. I would never step foot in that
literally
place. Like,
those people.
That's just weird as hell.
Rest in peace to those people.
Yes, like you got people in the comments just shaking their head like, what the hell? Because that shit was weird as fuck. Moving on, because we definitely need to move on from that. That is just
Shout out
weird
to Monique.
Monique, okay.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Monique. You know what I'm saying? Monique, if you guys didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Monique, first off, 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? Got to give a big shout out to 50 Cent because 50 Cent, a fan of Monique, said let's make Monique poppin' again. You know what I'm saying? That was his post a few weeks ago.
J-Dot, can you give a little background as to the issue with Monique and Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into all of that. So, shout out to 50 Cent for saying that. Let's get Monique popping again because Monique has been missing off of the scene for the past 12 years. If you guys haven't noticed, she's been missing ever since Precious. And it wasn't by choice. A lot of guys don't know that the falling out that she had after Precious was because they wanted her to promote the movie leading up to the Oscars, which she did win an Oscar for. They wanted her to promote the movie for free. She had only gotten $50,000 for doing the movie, which it went on to make over $300 million, and she only got paid $50,000. That's all. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So
not Miss Parker.
Miss Nikki Parker.
Miss Nikki Parker, baby.
So as she was leading up to go on, they wanted to do like a press run to promote the movie before winning the Oscars that was going to be coming up. She, backed out against that, and because she spoke out against it, she ended up getting shunned. And as she was getting shunned, she started pointing out key players like Oprah Winfrey, what's the other lady name? Whoopi Goldberg, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry for, trying to hush her and for basically like doing things like they'll console her behind the scenes. Right. But when it comes to being publicized, they'll bash her and they'll play into the narrative of saying that she was actually an angry black woman that was difficult to work with behind the scenes. And that wasn't the truth, So for 12 years, this lady had been selling and telling us the same story for 12 years. And that she's been saying that I talk to them and they always tell me they're sorry and they apologize and stuff like that, but they don't actually ever come out publicly and say it. So 50 Cent, with the power and shout out to him for the power that he has right now. He had decided to make Monique popping again and give her a role in one of his new Power episodes that's going to be coming up soon. But he had, he started it off by reaching out and calling out Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry. And Lee Daniels, shout out to Lee Daniels, he actually responded by actually inviting her out to event that they had this past weekend, and he brought her on stage and he did a whole big nice apology on stage in front of people and gave her just dues that she should have, because Monique should not have went through 12 years of that, period. She is a vital role in the community of comedians and actors and inspirational people that we have from the black community. And shout out to Monique, man, because baby, it's your time to shine, and I want to see you continue to thrive and provide for your family and make millions and generational people continue to smile in your name, baby. We love you.
One of the comments said Monique wasn't going to sell out. That's why she got blacklisted. She did not.
Thank you to Monique. Come on, baby. Like, she didn't. That baby held on for 12 years.
Period. As she should.
For 12 years, really.
Period. So I want to say to that, we need to be, I've stressed this. I was very passionate about this last week. Somebody just brought up the whole Will Smith slap. I'm sick of hearing about that shit. But, protect black women. Protect black women at all costs. Protect black people at all costs, because we are the most valuable. Like, we are the sun, the moon, the light. We are the power. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I think that we should be protected. Moving on to my next topic about black people being protected. Let's talk about this Black Lives Matter. Hold on, I gotta take a shot to that. I had to pour me a little something.
You got to fill me in with your side of the tea on the story.
Hold on, okay. Cheers.
Cheers. When this girl take a goddamn shot, y'all, you got to see how big this shot is. I don't know if this is supposed to be the standard shot size, but I'm not a drinker like that. So,
where's I thought you had something in your cup?
I don't got nothing in my cup.
Well, go pour in some of this strong shit.
Some of this strong shit.
No, listen.
Just talk about it. Go ahead. I guess I'm afterwards.
Yes. So moving on. So Black Lives Matter. Let me go ahead, and I mean, you guys can hate me. You can say that I'm the bitch.
I wouldn't give a damn.
Whatever the fuck you want to say about me. Fuck.
Y'all
Black
don't even
Lives
know
Matter.
what Black Lives Matter really is.
Hold on.
What it stand for.
Fuck Black Lives Matter. Fuck that shit. I'm a black woman, and I'm saying fuck Black Lives Matter. I never stood with that movement to begin with because it was some straight bullshit.
Period.
Okay? And I say it because of this.
Period.
For what it's supposed to stand for and what it's turned into, two different things. I support, fighting against police brutality.
Period.
And making sure that those families that have lost people, to police brutality are making sure that they're getting the attorney services that they need, the court costs, to fight it, the funeral costs to cover, all of that. No, Kroll, Nick, it's not all lives matter. Just focus, baby, because we ain't even on that, baby. We on Black lives. We ain't talking about all lives. We talking about black people.
We're talking about all lives right now. This is real
what
shit.
It was supposed to stand for and what it actually is a fucking crime. It's like this. So the founders of the Black Lives Matter, and I need you guys to do your research on this.
Sure.
Okay. The founders of the Black Lives Matter were asked to what's the word for it? To give not an account of, but
basically like a report.
Yes, but there's another word for it. An audit. I should have known that from the jump. My mom's an auditor. So they wanted to give an audit to find out where all the funds were going from all the donations and everything that they were receiving.
Period.
So the founders were supposed to give like the receipts of like the audits. Okay, this money's going here. This money's going here.
Period.
Only to find out, and you guys can check the blog sites and stuff as well for this. Only to find out that the founders of the Black Lives Matter, used that money for personal purposes. And guess what? Those personal purposes, you need to take a sip. I'm going to have a sip with you because you know where the money went, baby.
You need a sip for this shit we listening to.
The money went to a $6 million home in Malibu.
In Malibu. Malibu, that bitch went top notch. She didn't go get some low-key shit. That bitch moved out to Malibu.
Baby, it's got over 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and over 20 parking spots.
With the Black Lives Matter money, y'all.
Honey, you might as well be a church to giving your tithes and they might as well be fucking pastors stealing from the congregation, baby.
Period.
And that's exactly why I don't go to church. I don't believe in doing none of that shit either, because you got people getting the preachers, the priests, you know what I'm saying? Like getting money off of the people and living so well, off of people's tithes and whatnot. And guess what? Your people are still suffering. Looks like the prayer worked for the pastor and it didn't work for the people. How does that work?
Period.
Makes no fucking sense to me. So the money went I think it was $6.2 million that went to their Malibu mansion. They got cars, you know what I'm saying? All these different things. It's like the money, and it's like they still have over 50 million still left in the funds that we still don't know where those funds were allocated to. Makes no sense to me. So why is it that you're preaching this Black Lives Matter movement, right? You're preaching, what'd you say, Rich?
Black Lives.
Why are you preaching this Black Lives Matter movement and you're not standing for black people? I can't stand for that. You're profiting off of people's pain, and that makes no sense to me. I can't stand for that. So you're fake ass activists. Your movement is bullshit. Mm-hmm. Your movement is bullshit.
Period.
Because I don't think I said that loud enough. Your movement is bullshit. You're not for the fucking people.
Period.
You're in it for yourselves, and
that's for the founders of it. It's not for the actual people that actually did wholeheartedly believe in Black Lives Matter, because you do have people who genuinely believe in it for good causes, and they stand for good cause for believing in it.
And those people wanted...
Shout out to those people.
And those people wanted to know, where's that money going to? And those people are pissed off as hell when they're reading that the money is going to people, the founders. And it's like the founder... can't think of that bitch's name. We gonna call her that bitch.
Ooh.
So her and her partner, okay, her partner is like the financial advisor of the organization, which kind of is also suspect to me, because it's like you got your partner being like your actual partner, like your
Period.
Do your research, honey, because handling all the funds. So that kind of seems like a scam.
In-house money.
It's a scam.
Yes.
Black Lives Matter is a scam.
A Ponzi scheme.
Ponzi. So I want J-Dot, because I love J-Dot's take on this. I want him to give a little bit more insight and background on this, because this is fucking crazy to me. But I don't want to speak too much on it, because I feel like I'm just gonna say call a spade, and the shit is fucking bullshit. Stop supporting this brand. I don't need a sign in my yard to know that Black Lives Matter. Bitch, I'm black. My life matter. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need that. What I need is to have actual support and people that are going to back me up. And if you're going to have a cause for it, make sure it makes sense. Make it make sense. That doesn't make sense. When people are asking, they're doing an audit and they're asking you, hey, where are the funds going? It should be like, if it's literally for the people, you should be able to pull out your receipts.
Yeah, you should have
like,
receipts
listen,
of the funds
this is going
for
this case, this attorney, these funeral costs, these court costs, like all these different things. Just
with that amount of money, they could have covered a lot of black people that have died, not just people that have died by police brutality, but you could have covered people who have died in poverty and weren't able to pay for their funerals and stuff like that.
Makes no sense.
So many different things that money could have actually went to. But that's what you get when you get greedy people who were funded by a person who is greedy, George Soros, which a lot of people you don't know who George Soros is.
Shout out to George Soros,
who funded the women that has the money for the Black Lives Matter movement. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you don't even know the history of Black Lives Matter, you know, I mean, when you go to the page itself, the mission statement on it talks about a lot of things, and no disrespect to the LGBT community at all. I'm not even a person who I don't even feel like me as a person I should have to say no disrespect, but because things these days, words are taken and used against you on social media in all thousands of ways, you know, so now I have to say you know what I'm saying, I have no issues with the community I'm already a part of. That's like me saying I have no issues with black people and I'm black. You know what I'm saying? But when I want to speak about my people, I gotta say, well, you know, no disrespect. No disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
You look like me. Ain't no goddamn disrespect either.
But people are so soft today. You know what I'm saying? So soft to the words that you can't just be honest and tell people the truth anymore.
One of the commentaries said these BLM founders aren't activists. They are opportunists taking advantage of the black plight. Oh, I like that word, plight. Yes. Mainly the deaths of black men. They're out here virtue signaling while living among the rich white folk. And he said also, if you're going to fight for us, fight for us. And I love that. That makes so much sense. But you actually had some more background knowledge to the actual founders. Because mind you, now, the founder is not even, well, not the founder, but the man funding it is not even black.
No.
It's a white man.
Yes.
That was, he was a Holocaust survivor.
Yeah, he's a Holocaust survivor. Mm-hmm. His parents were actually killed inside the Holocaust. His name is George Soros. If you don't know who he is, you can look him up, George Soros. He actually he's like I said, he's a Holocaust survivor. He watched his parents get killed as a kid. I think he was like 13 years old. So, during that time, they were killing off what they call the fake Jews or whatever. So they were killing off the Jews, and his family happened to be one of the people that gotten killed. But he hid under a bed. I think he said something like that.
Okay, Anne Frank. Well, she was in the attic. And
when he ended up getting found, he ended up playing that he was a Christian. You know what I'm saying, to be able to preserve his lifeline. You know, so as I was learning about him, one of the things that an interviewer asked him, you know, does he feel as if he sold out and he should have been one of the people that was dead because he watched his family get killed? But George Soros responded by saying that, you know, life preservation is the number one thing for humanity. And, you know, if he had...
Why my head so big, Rich? Why my head so big?
You know, if he had, I guess if he had stayed true to himself or what people will call it, you know, then he would probably not be able to be here and share the story with us. But moving on from that, he's a man that funds a lot of the different things that take place inside of the world, you know, because he has a lot of money. You know, where does he get his money from?
Well, he's a Jew.
Maybe I haven't. Ain't it? I mean, I ain't went that far down the rabbit hole. But you know what I'm saying. For whatever reason, the government found it necessary for the Black Lives Matter people to be orchestrated and, you know, institutionalized and, you know, have him play a part inside of it. So, you know, so shout out to those who participated inside of the theory of Black Lives Matter, because it was just only a theory. You know, the theory is that we was hoping that it standed for something that would actually elevate and help our community and bring awareness for real meaningful things. It wasn't just about the killings, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just about the cops on black killings, you know what I'm saying? Which, if people are educated on that, they'll know that cops actually, on a statistic basis, actually kill more other races on a yearly basis than they do black people. Like, maybe out of the year, maybe 3 black people might die compared to like maybe 15 white people that got killed by cops. But you won't see that on the news ever. You know, that's real shit. Yeah, I actually looked it up. I looked it up why it was happening.
I feel like those are like that. Now, this is a personal opinion. I feel like those are fake statistics.
You have these people that you actually have.
Okay, let me ask you this.
You can pull up the names of the people.
Okay,
who died.
and that's fine. But who's recording these statistics?
I mean,
okay.
You're talking about statistics,
Okay.
but hold on. It's a difference between statistics and narratives. So the narrative is that officers just go around killing black people on a random basis when that's actually
on a regular basis.
But that's actually not true.
That is true.
No. Because on a yearly basis, you don't have a bunch of black people that die. How come on the news right now? When the last time you seen a black person on the news because he got shot by a cop?
Honey, we're in Atlanta.
We in Atlanta. When I mean,
yes,
I haven't heard of a recent getting shot by a cop.
Maybe, okay, and I mean,
was he a black cop or white cop? Because then it comes to that question. Then.
Honey, the black cops are just the black cops. I feel like are worse than the white cops.
Yeah,
the
but
fuck?
when is the last time you seen somebody on the news because they got shot by a cop?
A couple weeks ago.
Okay, I mean maybe it did happen, but but do you see any other races that ever show up on the news that got murdered by cops?
Very rarely do I see other races that get shot or that have police brutality.
Do you ever see gay people got killed on the news?
Gay people, you tend to mind their business. No, they be messy where they supposed to be
get killed and stuff. Do you ever see it on the news?
Yes.
No, girl, when?
Are you talking about from cops? Or are you talking about in general?
In general.
Yes.
When?
Yes.
I don't.
And we as the gay people in the gay community know it. Like you're not because they don't put us on the news.
Especially people that are transgendered. Yes.
No, that just started being used in recent years when they needed to push the agenda.
But you asked me a question. You said recently, bitch. That was recent.
When that was recent?
What?
When the last time you seen a transgender person on the news because they got killed?
Literally, I want to say less than 3 months ago, and that was in California.
Okay, maybe.
That was definitely in California. Look it up. Yes.
It's just not as common,
but it's not a common thing. You know what I'm saying? They don't really push what they don't want to push. They don't show you what they don't want to show you. You know what I'm saying?
So they just want a bunch of Negroes to be mad as hell.
They just want because it was time to vote.
Oh, it was time to vote.
I mean,
it's the voices.
You know, it was time to vote. You know what I'm saying? Like people have to die.
Rich, matter of fact, Rich, what's your stance on the Black Lives Matter movement? Because I already said that it's a bunch of bullshit. Fuck you guys. It makes no sense. You guys are literally on an agenda for yourselves. You're not actually for the people, and you don't stand and you don't speak for me. You like the president. You don't fucking speak for me.
I feel like once it becomes a company that that's profiting in some way, then it's
like the church.
It's no longer for the people because Black Lives Matter was supposed to just be a movement.
Right.
It's not supposed to be something that's what are you collecting money for? Like money's not gonna stop us from dying.
Yes,
money's not going to help us.
Yeah, it's not going to stop us
from.
It's not going to stop us from dying. But the money was supposed to be used to help those families. Not like I said, with legal fees, with funeral costs, court costs. You know what I'm saying?
But were they actually doing that?
And that's what the fuck I. Nigga, is you listening, Richmond?
No, he was. Yes,
you listening?
But I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing. They're not doing that. So what's the purpose of this?
It's the purpose of it is to gain money off of.
Why don't these same people donating to the dumb shit just go to the people who passed away and just donate to them directly? We don't need a fucking Black Lives Matter place to do that for us.
You know that
GoFundMe.
Because
he right on that.
Well, no, because you can't fight violence with violence. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't work for us.
Whoa. What did I say violence?
No, he's talking about donating. Like, you could just go to a family and say, hey, I want to help out for this cause.
Okay, so if you guys shut up, I will literally give you, like, where I was coming from with that.
Shutting up.
Okay, so it's like this. Okay.
You want to talk like that?
Look, listen.
Listen. So
I got you. Shut up. Go ahead.
So it was literally okay, so take the January 6th riots, for example, at the Capitol. Okay, peace doesn't work for us. We can stand outside all day, protesting with our picket signs saying, Black Lives Matter, don't kill us, yeah. But white people can go and storm the Capitol, right? And literally face no type of repercussions. Thank you, baby. Repercussions for that. You know what I'm saying? It was basically supposed to be a movement to be able to show, like, if we can't fight violence with violence, they can. We can't. You know what I'm saying? We're going to fund this, and we're going to help each other out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make sure that everybody that's facing the police brutality is actually taking care of their cover and stuff, and that's not what the fuck it went to. So that's kind of like where the purpose of that was supposed to have come from. And that actually sparked from the George Floyd, the officer kneeling on his neck
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's where it was actually supposed to go to, and what it was where it had started from, and that's just not what happened with that. Like I said, at the end of the day, y'all on some bullshit. You guys are fucking robbers. You're not even the cops in this situation. You're fucking robbers. You're robbing the people of their money. You know what I'm saying? You got people contributing to a cause because it affects millions and millions of Black Americans in the nation right now. And you guys are fucking a bunch of thieves. I hope that they do an audit on you. I hope my mom audits you because my mom is that bitch, okay? I hope they do audit you. And I hope they find out everything that you guys said that the money was supposed to go to that it didn't. I hope they freaking literally throw you guys in federal prison and you serve the rest of your life in fucking prison. You didn't even have to do a freaking violent crime to go to prison, but I hope you fucking go straight to fucking prison because you're robbers, and you're thieves, and you're crooks,
and you're deceivers because you deceive so many millions and millions and millions and millions of people.
Heartbreakers.
And I won't let you back in my life.
Cause I'm taking.
They went and bought a house, some cars,
a garage.
Like them people was off the chain. They went ham with the money that y'all invested into their asses.
You should stop playing. Stop playing. Like, ultimately, like, I mean, you guys leave in the comments, you know, how you guys feel about it. But there was a lot of angry people. And like,
you guys believe in Black Lives
Matter?
Yes.
So what? Yeah. So everybody that has a stance, they feel some type of way about the Black Lives Matter movement. You guys definitely, you know, leave your comments below. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that disagrees with me and you guys think that I'm a sellout for not supporting the movement, fuck you. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because I mean, it is a difference between the actual. The theory of the mindset of what the movement was supposed to stand for and then the movement itself, you know. So when people say they don't stand for, we don't want people to feel as if we're just saying, you know, fuck Black Lives Matter.
No.
In the sense of that. We know that
I am saying fuck Black Lives Matter. I am saying
you mean the movement that was created by those people for what they stand for.
And that's what we're talking about is the movement. I'm not gonna sit here and say fuck Black people. I would have said fuck Black people if I meant fuck Black people. But I said I'm saying the whole foundation. Y'all can go straight to hell. That's exactly where you're going for spending people's hard-earned money that was supposed to go to a cause that was supposed to be about the people, benefiting the people, and you used it for your own personal your own personal benefit, and you're gonna burn straight up in hell. You guys gonna stomp straight to hell just like Kirk Franklin's son. Period.
Girl.
I had to bring it back.
Carry on.
Moving on.
Shout out to Carry On.
So, speaking of shout outs, shout out to Beyonce and Jay-Z, who yesterday celebrated their 14-year anniversary. Jay-Z had made a statement saying, you know, I want somebody that I can grow with, that, you know, we share equal, you know, household responsibility. We get money together. You know what I'm saying? We boss up together. There's no gender roles in the relationship. It's you and me, baby. You know what I'm saying? I got you. You got me. We both cooking. We both cleaning. You know, we both taking care of the kids. You know, and I mean, I want that type of love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I doubt if any one of them have cleaned in 14 years.
I doubt they've cleaned in 14 years either because they're billionaires. But hey, the idea.
They might have some humble days, but they feel like being humble.
They ain't got no damn humble days.
Yes, it is.
They ain't got no damn humble days.
Boy, she is from the South.
A humble day might be flushing their own toilets.
Stop.
Not flushing. Or they might have that water thing. Remember in Baps they had the water thing that came squirt your ass?
It's called a bidet.
That's a bidet. Yes.
It's called a bidet.
Okay. A bidet.
That's when the water shoots up their ass.
Yes.
so that they don't have asses like us. Well, I have to take a shower after I shit every time because I want, you know, it's a bidet effect. You know what I'm saying?
A bidet.
But they can have a shit in the middle of the day because they have a bidet. I mean, it's shooting water.
It's a bidet, not a bidet.
It's a bidet.
It's an ass water shooter. So yeah,
an ass water shooter.
The bidet.
And yeah, a humble day for them is probably wiping their own ass and brushing their own teeth. So there we go.
Imagine having somebody walk up to you, an assistant just coming and they're just like open up and you're just like, and they're like brushing your teeth and
That's
stuff.
the king of Zamunda. I will have that someday.
Shit, ain't no way in
I
hell.
will
Don't
have
touch
that.
my mouth. Don't
Somebody's
touch
brushing
on
my
me.
teeth. Fuck that.
Well, shout out to J&B for that. You know what I'm saying? For having a lot of money. Because they're able to do that. And then 14 years.
Jay-Z and Beyonce. Yeah, shout out to them.
Because I know Young Blue ain't never brushed her own teeth. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. She ain't never brushed. She don't even know what a toothbrush feel like. She probably sees the dentist every morning. The dentist comes in and brushes her teeth every fucking morning. That's all the dentist does in this world. I take care of Blue's mouth.
In other news, there seems to be trouble in paradise. Lil Uzi and JT. It is noted that they just broke up. Little Uzi's, there was tweets that came
his
from
his boyfriend probably got involved.
Lil Uzi Vert made some tweets about, I want to say
that was most definitely coming.
They were roughly like 10 years ago. Lil Uzi made some.
I thought he worked with Lil Yachty.
Is Lil Yachty? Look, listen. Let me finish this fucking point right quick. So Lil Uzi made tweets about 10 years ago, something that was like in 2012, and basically was talking to this girl, Distorted, that they happen to be homies or whatever.
The girl name is Distorted.
That's her page. You guys can go find her at Distorted. Anyways.
Cool.
Anyways, so basically he was just talking to...
Go ahead.
What you saying?
I wonder if that's her sexuality distorted. Go ahead.
I mean, especially compared to JT, she is not a cute girl. She is not cute. And I hate that y'all men cheat with bitches that are like so downgraded from the bitch that you with. It's just such a disgrace.
Well, she might have other qualities that the bad bitch ain't got.
Whoa.
Whoa, what?
How you know he just didn't like ugly bitches from the beginning? He
then don't get a bad bitch. Because JT fine.
But JT might have been
wasn't always fine.
Listen, did he force her to be with him? Can somebody force you to be with them?
JT.
Can somebody force you to be with them?
Huh?
Can somebody force you to be with them? Is a bitch gonna force you to be in a relationship with her?
I mean,
okay.
Oh yeah, because you ain't gonna let me finish.
Oh, okay. So Rich Mo, a lady.
Nobody can force me.
Oh.
But there's artists that will do things for their career, and he wrote the song, and everybody expected him to be with one of them, and he did it. Okay. He wrote their hit record, did he not?
No, Lil Yachty wrote the song.
Oh, that was his
that's why I brought up Lil Yachty.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I brought up Lil Yachty.
I thought it was Little Uzi. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I got my littles mixed up.
The littles mixed up.
Too many Lils. Nobody big these days.
They all just carrying purses. That's all.
Everybody got little dick energy. Anyways, so he made a tweet and he was basically like something along the lines that
the period button's broke. And they got the
Stop, Rich.
My bad.
Basically, it was something along the lines that if you were it was actually something really stupid. And you can tell, I took it as something playful, but it was like, if you were like a fine glass of, I don't know, we're just going to say Dom Perignon, I would drink you every day. Some shit like that. Mm-hmm. And basically, JT said that, he lied about it. He said that that was a fake tweet. And then come to find out the tweet was real because the receipts were pulled. And she said, it's not the fact that he tweeted it. It's the fact that he lied about it. So he got dumped. Lil Uzi, put out another tweet and he's like, damn, I ain't even do nothing. You know what I'm saying? This shit is old. Now I got dumped over something that's old or whatever. She coming for me and I'm a good guy. I ain't even do nothing. Like, I'm loyal to you. And she's like, fuck that shit. Like, I'm not having it. And she's like, she made a tweet. She's like, well, since he's coming to the internet instead of coming to me about it, here y'all go. You gone. You dumped. Bye.
That's funny.
She ain't for the street. She for the internet.
I feel like everybody. I feel like if you want to keep something private or keep something sacred, you need to keep it private. People need to keep their relationships off of the internet. Keep the things that you're going through. Lil Baby and Jada, good God, because they were just seen. You know what I'm saying? Shopping for shoes and everything. Together, baby. They was just together about a week ago.
Oh, that was right after. It was just the post was a week ago.
Exactly, the post was a week ago.
They ain't going nowhere.
And you know what I'm saying?
She ain't going nowhere.
And that's
so why the hell she keep telling the damn world that she dumb and she ain't going nowhere?
That's what I'm saying. You telling people that to go ahead, make fun of me, because I'm saying.
Stop putting it out.
You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe it works out of her benefit for some type of reason where she's benefiting.
They got a kid together. That's about it.
No, I mean her embarrassing herself.
Well,
it makes her relevant.
Well, it's more
that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's her way of being relevant. But why do you need a relevant role of being?
It's more like this. Before you sit here and scrutinize me, and you sit here and you talk shit about me, I'm gonna talk shit about myself because it's like Eminem said. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the trailer park and stuff like that. What else can you say about me?
But Lil Baby ain't out here putting. Lil Baby is the rapper.
I know what the.
So he is the voice and the person that's speaking. So why do we need commentary from her?
Jada is popping.
But she has to be always telling us, like, does little baby go out and say that he's actually cheating or parading around
He doesn't have to do it. He got bitches that he's out with. The fuck?
So she has to be on the other side and always talking about it?
What's not spoken is public because you get caught.
Yeah, but why does she always have to go out her way?
Because people go into her messages. They DM her. They write on her comments and stuff. Oh, did you see a little baby with so-and-so? When you're a public figure like that, people are always going to be in your business. That's why you should never let people know who you fucking with. You never going to know who I'm fucking with. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to know who I'm fucking with. I'm a private person in general. My lifestyle is public, but my personal life is private. very private. So they come for Jada, and Jada was basically making a statement because it's like, well, shit, I know that this is going to get leaked at some point. People are already like seeing this stuff on social media because the side bitches are going to tag this nigga. Yeah, and then, yes.
Yeah, but she said, I'm going, I'm not coming back. This was the end. And then you're back 3 days later.
She can't
so
go
that's
nowhere.
what I'm
You got
saying.
You got a kid. So you can't go nowhere. Where you going to go? She need to choose
better words when she make up her post on her rebuttal or her defense of saying she's not going to be there no more. Like, you need to come up with better words, baby. Because you're there, and you're going to be there. If it's especially the child under 5, girl, you got like a whole like. What do you mean you're going somewhere? Like, you're not going nowhere for 18 years, at least at the minimum. So,
speaking of children under 5, so you heard about what's going on with G Herbo and Ari Fletcher, right? So allegedly, Ari went on social media because, you know, she was basically saying that the son that she has with G Herbo, very cute little boy, by the way, made a statement to her like, mommy, you know, daddy's girlfriend has been mean to me. She's been abusing me. She's put hands on me, this and that. So Ari went on her live and she went on her post and she's just like, look, I've called you guys. You know what I'm saying? She told G Herbo about it. He was like, you know, I think our son is lying, this and that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you believing everything that he's saying, blah, 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 blah. Because there's no way that, and I always mess up this girl's name. She's Emily B, who's Fabulous's wife, her daughter, but that she's from a different relationship. Mm-hmm. And she said that LaTanya, I always mess up her name, LaTanya, whatever her name is, you know, is abusing her child. LaTanya went on to her social media and she posted a photo of her and Ari and G Herbo's son, and was basically like, yo, like, everything's good here. Like, we're happy. You know, everything, you know, these allegations are false. Basically, you're mad that I'm with your ex nigga and like you're not. You know what I'm saying? But Ari's with Moneybagg Yo. People are still saying that Ari's still in love with G Herbo, but hey, whatever, that's their business. I don't personally care. But went on there and basically was just like, you know, you're creating false narratives because you want this nigga back. He doesn't want you no more. And it was just a whole shit show. Ari told, like, from the post that LaTanya had posted, Ari had made a statement saying, look, listen, you have 20 minutes to take a picture of my son down, because if you don't, I'm gonna leak some shit about you that you don't want the world to see, and you're gonna have a fucking problem, sis.
Pow.
Less than 20 minutes later, I would say about 7 minutes later, the post was deleted. Okay?
I mean, she got some shit on some shit.
So it could be that she's got some shit on some shit. We don't know. But there's a possibility that even if it's not something with that, it's something else. And that's why that got deleted. But Blueface, if you guys know who Blueface is, we all know Bust Down Tatiana. He went on and he had to comment about it, and he had to make a statement saying, look, listen, don't listen to children under 5 because they're basically parrots. He thinks that, in essence, Ari Fletcher is feeding her son information for him to go back and to repeat, because at that age kids are impressionable, so you shouldn't believe children under that age. And then he also goes on in his statements to say, you know, most of y'all that are commenting don't even have kids. Now, I don't know if you agree with that or not, but if I tell my parents I haven't touched at that age, Rich, if your daughter said, Daddy, somebody touched me, and she's 5 years old, you gonna believe her or not believe her?
Of course I will.
Exactly, because that's your child. Mm-hmm. So
I'm not gonna just believe. I'm gonna ask her I'm gonna tell her the severity of it. I'm gonna talk to her, and she'll tell me the truth. So, but sometimes you know, kids do lie, but you have to really, you know, you have to talk to them. You have to know your kid first of all. You can't just believe.
Yeah, you just don't walk in the door and say it. You have to hold a conversation with the child. Right, but at the same time,
in majority of cases, why would a child fabricate being touched? And they don't know what being touched is at 5 years old. You know what I mean?
No, they do though. Yeah. That's the bad part. The bad part is they do, and sometimes they make things up for attention. Yeah. They want you to talk to them. My daughter has said that before, and then turned around and was like, "No, it didn't happen." Yeah. You know, she just.
So, do you guys agree with Blueface's statement?
I don't believe that they're parrots, but I do believe that
kids definitely are.
They
parrots.
They do. They do repeat
things that they hear.
But you
and
know,
if Ari is coaching him, she's coaching him.
If she's coaching him, then it's over. You can't believe nothing that kid's saying anymore, because that means that he has the backing of a parent, and that's gonna make them just keep lying. My daughter will lie to the end of the earth if I tell her it's okay. You understand what I'm saying? But when I be telling her, look, you ain't going to get in trouble, but just tell me the truth, because you're going to cause some problems for somebody. You know, if they did, let me know. Mm-hmm. But if they didn't, you know, and then she'll be like, nah. Or she'll be like, yeah, they did. She'll tell the truth at that point. You know?
Yeah, you're fucking with somebody's life in that.
But a child don't think about the severity or the
they don't
long
understand
term.
that.
That goes
but
to
the problem
like,
with
to children.
The problem with a lot of parents is they don't speak to their kids like adults.
They don't talk and you need conversations. Yes.
Because if you just say to the child, did he do it? Did he not do it? They're gonna just keep with the story.
Yes.
But if you be like,
they're afraid to tell the truth at that point.
Yeah, they don't want to get in trouble.
Yes.
So if they lie, they're gonna stick with the lie. And sometimes you gotta let them realize, look, you're not gonna get in trouble, but I need to know the truth. But if you do coach a kid, they're going to run with it.
Look, listen, what happens in the dark will come to the light ultimately.
Big facts.
So and I'm not agreeing one way or the other. I want to just actually see what happens. I'm not going to give a personal opinion on that until I actually see what happens. But if that was the case, I don't know that is the case. LaTanya, you know, she's got a child with G Herbo, and they have another baby on the way. I believe it's a little girl that they have on the way. You know, those are very, very serious allegations. So some people say that Ari Fletcher is, you know, searching for clout. Essentially, she's searching for clout, and she's trying to kind of like come up again off somebody else's name.
Yeah, but I don't see why she would search for clout in a situation like that.
Because she wants to stay relevant. People have stopped looking for a lot of people have stopped looking for Ari. Like personally, I am not, and I've said this so many times. I am not an Ari Fletcher fan. I personally can't stand her.
Like, is there a core thing she does other than being somebody's girlfriend? Like, what does she do herself?
So,
what's her talent?
So to my knowledge, she owns a boutique. She's got some entrepreneurial businesses that she owns. I can't really tell you what all of them are because I don't really care for her like that. But I do know that she does own a boutique, and she was able to own that boutique. They said that she had that before she was with G Herbo. But like I said, if she wasn't fucking an infamous rapper, nobody would know who Ari Fletcher is, in my opinion. A lot of these girls, a lot of these females, and this I hate to say this, but a lot of these women gain gumption.
Gumption.
Back to that word.
They gain the gumption off of fucking infamous rappers. And these rappers are stupid enough because they want to get these bad bitches. They want to have this image. They want to put on this whole facade. Like, you know, I got the bad bitch. I got the whips. You know, I've got the foreign and the foreign. You know, the whip and the bitch. I got the house. I got all these different things. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, to me, it's like, you put yourself in that predicament to get these to get these types of stories told about you because ultimately you asked for it. You're putting yourself in that predicament. You know what I mean? Stop making these women famous. You don't want them to talk about you? Stop fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are fake as fuck. Everything from head to toe, from the Botox and the teeth and the freaking boobs and the ass and all these different things that they have going on with them, they're fucking fake. And you know that they're fake. So why are you dealing with a big ass bitch if you a real ass nigga?
Right.
Makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. But hey, to each their own. I can't really say who you can and cannot be with. I may not agree, but that's not my business. And personally, I don't really give a fuck.
I mean, maybe it goes back to what Rich Mo was saying about their tax brackets.
Yeah, you're gonna date who's in your tax bracket. I mean,
so maybe you don't go out and find a girl that's on the corner.
That does go back to the whole Kanye situation. You don't go find a girl in a random club, or you don't just pick up a groupie out of the club. Why are you finding girls in the club? Like,
I mean, I'm saying
you asking for that groupie shit. You looking for bitches. Excuse me. You're looking for women, young ladies, in the wrong environment. So you get what the fuck you get.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, you get what you get. I will make this note real quick. As far as dating your tax bracket, you know, Kanye got his little Kim lookalike, but Kanye was actually signed up for the Coachella event that that's about to happen, and he took himself out of Coachella, and he also withdrew Travis Scott from Coachella. I think that Kanye might have something because you know that he's got the STEM going for his own platform. I think Kanye is actually about to, and if he's smart, he would.
He didn't show up to the Grammys either, but he did take home a few.
And why should he show up to the Grammys? Can I just say this? I personally did not watch the Grammys, but I gotta say this. Stop going to the fucking Grammys. They are not for black people. They are not about black people. Why are you going there? You're getting disappointed. But
it's a split because then you do have people like Jasmine Sullivan last night who is black who finally won a Grammy.
Finally,
and you can't tell an artist that's not a big moment in their career they shouldn't won a Grammy.
That's great. It's not for black people.
Because you do get people who won.
You do get people very seldomly that
Megan Thee Stallion.
Listen. Oh, don't get me started on Megan Thee Stallion. I'm gonna touch on that real quick. But
Nas performed that night too.
Hold on.
Although he's been snubbed for 20 years.
So, with the Grammys though, like I said, the Grammys, the Oscars are not for black people. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of the Source Awards. You know what I'm saying? The BET Awards have been watered down because BET, you know now, BET is not even owned by a black person. You know what I'm saying? That was sold off to a white man. And now what do you guys see? You see the same repeat black movies over and over and over again. You don't get no good TV shows. You don't get any good music television.
They're telling you the same narrative that the white man see the black people.
You know what I'm saying? I miss the BET Uncut, the shit that I shouldn't have been watching that I was watching when my parents thought I was sleeping. I miss that shit. All the booty shaking and all the stuff. I learned a lot of shit from that. You know what I'm saying?
I got songs from there I still play.
You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot of shit from that. And I'm just like, if you're going to have a show that's black people oriented, that's BET, you know, have black entertainers on there for real. Have black shows on there for real. And make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, shout out to Jasmine Sullivan. She did get a hug from her. I think her was actually in the same category as Jasmine Sullivan, and they got footage behind the scenes of Jasmine Sullivan and her hugging and her giving her flowers and saying that she absolutely deserved it. And she does. Jasmine Sullivan is a great artist. I love her voice. I will bust the windows at your car if you fuck with me, nigga. So, you know.
Tyler, the Creator, he won his second Grammy. Yeah. You know, he got a Grammy for his last album, Igor, and then he won another one for his newest album that he shouldn't have won.
Yes, and people said that he shouldn't have won. Yeah,
I think because people judge music, so some people don't like him. I guess because he's not really their taste.
I mean,
but he really does good music. If you listen,
he really does good music. Like, but he also made a statement against Selena Gomez when she was 17 years old, talking about how he would fuck the shit out of her, and she was a minor.
But
same thing with Machine Gun Kelly with Kendall Jenner.
I don't know anything about Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay, my whole point is this, like.
You know, I mean, but at the same time, Odd Future is where Tyler, the Creator, comes from, and their whole thing was they always used to say a bunch of crazy shit. You know, I mean, they used to call people faggots and stuff, and that's the same group that Frank Ocean comes from. So it's like they
When's
just
the last time you heard an album
said,
from Frank Ocean?
It don't matter. He don't have to put out another album because he chooses not to, and his fan base is solidified. They're with him all the way. He did an appearance just a few months ago, and everybody showed up. That man could just speak and breathe, and he got his He don't put out an album because he don't want to, not because the people are not interested. Because
I don't think it's because people aren't interested. I just said when's the last time he put out an album, and I love me some Frank Ocean.
He ain't putting out an album and people wait and they want him to. So it ain't a like he's not hot or something. You know, it's Frank Ocean.
I love Frank Ocean.
Yes.
So we're about to go ahead and wrap up. I did want to give you guys a question of the day. And I want you guys to leave comments below and let me know how you feel. There's another topic I want to discuss, but I'm going to save that for next week's show. But my question is this, and I pose this to men. So, fellas, should a man let his woman accept gifts from another man if he cannot afford the gift? I saw this post, and I thought it was actually a very good question, because if you're not able to provide and say she's not even fucking for it and stuff, is there an issue with that? Would you let your lady receive that? Especially, say, for example, it's to pay for college or to pay for, you know, an investment in her business. And it's like, well, shit, he can't do this for me. But, you know, this person can right now. And this is the betterment of us. Would you allow another man to give a gift to your woman if you could not afford it?
Don't look at me. No.
I mean, are you asking us that question right now? Because
I mean,
that's the dumbest question
it's the
in the
motherfucking
world.
question. It's the cold stock question of the day. You goddamn right. I'm asking your ass a real question.
Hell no. No.
Yeah, why the fuck would I mean, that don't even make sense.
So,
I don't give a fuck if I can afford it or not. For my female to even think that she gonna be accepting a gift from another man just because I can't afford it. You gotta get
she
rid
can
of her.
suck both our dicks.
Yes, that bitch is for the streets to go.
Fuck you, mean?
Rich, you said she can suck both your dicks and then she can go. Okay.
She can suck mine metaphorically, then suck his literally.
So what's the issue with that though? It's like
the issue with that is if you can't do it for yourself.
Step your shit up.
You
I
damn
want to
right.
listen to a woman try to. I want to hold on, Rich. I want to listen to a woman try to explain for the rest of the women in the world right now why they think that should be cool.
Oh, I know. Hold on.
So we're gonna put Cole is gonna be the female.
I know you ain't trying to put me on the spot, J-Dog Brown.
Cole want to be the personal female speaker for all the women in the world. So tell us the answer to your question.
First of all, I don't speak for no other woman. I speak for Cole. Okay? I speak for Cole. I will say this. See you guys next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next week. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. It's your girl, Coley Cole in the building.
Let me ask you a question.
Coley Cole in the building.
If you hurt your mouth and you can't suck dick, should I get my dick sucked from somebody else? Exactly.
Film, look, listen.
I will
answer
that question next week's show. So you guys let me know if you would if a man should allow his woman to accept gifts from another man if he can't afford it. I will give my views on that next week. That is the question of the day. We are wrapping up the show, Rich Mo. We are wrapping up the show, Rich Mo. We are wrapping up the show,
Wrap it up.
Because it's time o'clock. It's time to go.
Wrap it up.
Yo.
So thank you guys for tuning in. It's your girl, Coley Cole in the building. Film, look, listen in this bitch. You guys know that we are powered by Black Ink Radio. I am here with my co-host.
J-Dot, baby. What's going on?
And then we got the sexy Rich Mo over here.
You better say my name because I was going to say, fuck you. That's my name.
And on that note, you guys can catch us next week and every week. We ain't gonna listen to Rich Mo.
Right.
You guys can catch us next week and every week on Black Ink Radio, 8 to 9 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Coley Cole for the people. Make sure you guys come tonight. Nick Cannon gonna be in the building at KOD. If you guys still want to perform, you guys can hit me up, DM me. There's still some slots left. And on that note, you guys, I want to end this with this quote. Be rad. This is part of my slogan, you guys. Be rad. Remember to be real, be authentic, be dope. Love you guys.
You are now tuned in to Black Ink Radio. Turn up.